Hello.
Hello, everybody. How you all doing on this absolutely swearing day? This gorgeous day.
31 degrees here. Can you have that?
It's just a little bit on the warm side.
Yeah.
Yes, Mickey has been walking around in shorts again all day and sandals. I know, but at least I'm not wearing white PE socks.
They're hanging well, Bill, 'cause got a bra on.
Yes, Kaz is feeling a bit feisty this evening.
Hi, Andy B, Bill,
Matty.
Bradshaw Outdoors.
Well, I hope everybody's doing all right.
And I'm on the
Cat, how you doing?
Lily's Mango
Oh,
and Prime. And Willow's been
a dick. And Mickey's on the Lily's Bee Sting Curry.
okay.
Some fizzy water. There we go. That's what I want. I shall crack those open for me because they just come out of the fridge. Nice, cold and refreshing.
Well, we sat yesterday and through a live stream watched our youngest son get married.
Three Dog Night. How you
Hi,
doing,
Three
bro?
Dog. Yeah, they got married yesterday in Prague.
So Dan, Tessie,
Tessie,
congratulations.
welcome to the family, Des. And now you can't escape.
Made me very proud. Made me very proud. Also made me realise something. I've got to that point in life. Now, although my sons have been off having their adventures, leading their own lives, there's always that psychological thing that your sons are your sons and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
You lead them to a water, you take them by that rein, if you want to use the riding analogy, and you lead them. The day they get married, you open that 5-bar gate, you take the bridle off, you slap the horse on the rump, you shut the gate, and the rest of your life is your job is to lean on that gate and smile happily whilst watching them get on.
I'll tell you what was nice.
So,
the food after, because of those who don't know, Dan and Tessie live in Prague. So our eldest son went over, and for the meal after the wedding, our eldest son had a saddle of venison with plum sauce and chips. Dan and quite a few of the congregation had what they call a king's sword, and it's a huge sword, and it is packed like a kebab with meat and the vegetables, and some of them
Andy, I'll get onto that in a sec, mate.
had a wooden trough.
Yeah.
And the wooden trough was filled up with meat.
Lockhoppers, how you doing, guys?
Hi, Lockhoppers.
Yeah, so I've had to make a decision about the camp. I'll announce it now and I'll announce it later on as well. So we've been up to the woods yesterday. All training has ceased in the woods. All usage of the woods is finished. For those of you who've been there before know that there are houses around us. Basically, our woods flows out into other people's properties as well. There is only one route in and out of my woods, which is quite narrow, quite steep, not the quickest route in the world. Training has been stopped there, and everything else we've all decided to stop there for the moment, basically because the fire risk is so high. It is absolutely a tinderbox. I was able to dig 2 feet down into the peat, pick it up, crumble it like it was just like dust, just blowing away. Now, it's not a case that I don't trust you guys. It is a case of if something happened, getting everybody evacuated from there safely and sensibly is not going to work. And it's not you guys that I'd have a concern about. We're in an area there where there are big houses around us, and not everybody in those big houses is quite as sensible as they should be, including the twat that was letting off fireworks last night. Unbelievable. Okay.
Yeah, fireworks at 10:30 last night.
So I had to make the decision, and I basically looked at it and thought,
we're going to move it till next month.
Yeah, it's going to move up till September. It literally came down to, am I happy for everybody's safety and security? Okay. And that's what it come down to. It was not an easy decision. It was with my heart.
Hi, John.
I would love to have the camp, but with my head, I've got to screw it on and be sensible.
And especially as there seems to be some sort of a TikTok-y thing that I've heard rumble of, that the latest thing is to film yourself starting fires
Oh,
for the
great TikTok.
youngsters.
Yeah, well, hopefully they're going to find an oak tree to nail them all to. Yeah. Hi there, John. How you doing?
I mean, we not far. We're only a few miles away from Hawley Woods, where a lot of the military training is,
Yeah.
and that's gone up this evening.
Yeah, even the military training has all around us. The military training has ceased. I mean, for those of you that are ex-military, you'll know what I'm on about when I say there is a pyro ban on now, and it is an alpha ban. So, absolutely, without a doubt, no form of pyro, thunder flash, tracer, none of that. Some of the ranges in some areas have actually ceased firing completely, whilst others are monitoring and being very, very careful. So
even
again,
the steam railways have closed. They're open. You can go there, but you can't go on the trains because it's too big a risk.
Yeah. John, we could definitely do with a bit of frontier justice, or Darwin could have intervened. You know, light it, look over it. The Darwinian theory would work.
Yeah, we'll come 9 o'clock. We'll let it rip, Andy. It's unbelievable.
It's been a rough week. From the point of view of not just us, but across the whole Northern Hemisphere, far-wise.
I will.
I'm not going to get into that tonight. I did that last week. What I am going to say to you this week is this was an interesting thing that came up this week. Now, we all know my mum lives on the Isle of Wight, and my mum, good countryside girl. She's in tune with it. She's out for a walk with her dog. She starts finding moles. Not one, loads of moles. Not a mark on them. She's done the good country girl thing, had a good look, not been taken by birds. They've starved to death and died from dehydration. Basically, because the worms go so deep, and the moles can't follow them. Not that they can't dig down deep, but the oxygen levels drop the deeper you get into the soil. So the moles can only go down so far. Then it comes to a point where they can't follow the worms. It's affecting them. Now, the thing about this is it's affecting the moles, okay? And they're dying in their thousands. How many other things are affected? And we all live in an ecosystem. And I don't want to get all green, airy, fairy, but we do live in an ecosystem where there is balance. If the moles are struggling, how are the birds getting on? Bear in mind the birds eat the bugs. The bugs can be pests. They can be an irritation. I know they don't keep them all down, but it helps to keep the balance. So what can we do? So people I know have started taking out into their gardens, put little pots of water out for the hedgehogs, for the birds and things like that. Others have set up bird baths, and some other people have even set up feeding stations. And normally in the summer, we say don't feed the birds because what you buy from the shop to feed them with invariably isn't the sort of thing they really want in the summer because there is plenty of seed, plenty of fruit. But for those of you that are attached to farms will know that this year the wheat and the barley are being harvested a month early.
Okay. And they're really short. They're like knee height, not chest height.
If the wheat and the barley are coming off a month early, how are the wild plants doing? How are the wild seeders doing? How are the natural food sources? The damson tree outside my place or my neighbour's place, the fruit is ripe now. That's 4 weeks earlier than it was last year.
Definitely.
So we've got to get back to where you can, and I'm not saying go out and create a miracle, but if you can put that little drop of water out tonight, if you can spare when you're going through your, and this is another important one, when you're going through your fridge and you're sorting out those veggies and you're thinking, done with that, right? If it's a seed-bearing fruit, like a tomato or a cucumber, slice it down the middle, put it up on your shed roof. So a lot of birds will take from that and they will take moisture from it. You're doing your little bit. We're not going to save and rescue everything. We're not all green heroes, but it's that little bit that we can all do because we love the countryside. Part of loving the countryside is sharing it with the wildlife. So if you can do something, do it. Yeah.
There's a pond that's about 5-10 miles away from here, and it's gone down and down and down. And they're that worried about the locals are that worried about it. I know that you know, tap water's not good, but they're actually turning up with packs of water to put in the pond to try and keep it up a little
Keep the
bit.
fish alive. Yeah,
Yeah.
blackberries. Our blackberries here,
Hi,
we've lost them.
Jason.
We've lost the. We had a huge blackberry
Mm.
bush 2 weeks ago, looking brilliant. We've lost it. They've all shriveled.
No.
The bramble itself is dying. Lack of water. I could go out there and water it, but that create nightmare with the neighbours.
Mm.
But again, those wild plants can manage. They are actually pretty good at adapting.
The hazelnuts are doing well.
Things beyond.
Really well.
Yeah, sloes. The lockup is saying the sloes are out and rotting already. It's
Yeah.
It's
And our
not-
friend Farmer P, he's already done his barley,
Yeah.
and he's got to. It's if he leaves it any longer, it's just going to be wasted.
We're lost.
Yeah.
So that's the situation. Yeah. Now I've got a title up there which I wrote up there in a moment's frustration earlier in the week. Bad biased info. Okay. Bad biased info. What does Mickey mean by that? Mickey means by that, Mickey has been seeing
Nice little
lots of prepper and survival videos lately. Now, they're good videos and they're good tips in their own way. But there seems to be this mindset, again, I think because prepping's starting to come to the fore again, all of a sudden people start coming out of the woodwork and they start going, what you've got to do is, the correct way of doing it is, don't wear this, don't wear that, have this, have that. Now, I'm not saying don't watch their videos because their videos are good, but what they're failing to take into account is you can't bracket it. You can't bracket your method of prepping and survival in a city for somebody that lives in the sticks. You can't apply your system
Yeah,
for
what you
living
need to
on
do.
the mountain
You don't want to do it like this. You want to do it that.
for somebody who lives on the beach.
Mm.
Now, the most important tip that I can give anybody in prepping and survival, and hopefully it comes across I do my channel, is not one size fits all. Not one jacket is the perfect jacket. You've got to adapt to what your environment is. And the guy actually said, the problem is if you wear camo gear, you're going to draw attention and you are going to make yourself a threat. Yes, you are. If you're walking through a town
Thank you,
centre,
Dave. That's very nice of
fully
you.
webbed up in all your combats, by God, yes, you're a target. If you're out in the middle of nowhere and you know how to move quietly, combining that with your camouflage means that nobody's going to see you. So again, it's find the technique, the method that works for your environment.
Gladly, Bill. Gladly.
I've called it bad biased info because I think some of the problem with some of these guys is they have their methodology in their
That naughty
mind.
Dave done it again.
Oh, Dave, oh, you bugger. They have their methodology in their mind. It becomes a fixed path. Well, I've got a bit of bad news for them, right? In all your preps and all your survival techniques, right, you've got to stay loose. The art of survival and getting your preps to work for you is fluidity. It's being able to change and adapt to the situation, the environment, the conditions, and so on.
I grabbed
If you walk a tightrope, all you're going to do is fall off. Okay? But if you walk on a plank, your balance is easier. And that's one of the problems with these guys. They come up on YouTube, the internet, as gurus and experts, which is how they're trying to set themselves up, but they're too narrow-minded. By all means, watch them and take their advice for their environment.
It's like harvesting. You're picking the best ones out for yourself in your little basket. Yeah.
And the secret is fluidity. Okay, being able to adapt to the environment where you are and the conditions as they change. Okay, a good sniper doesn't have one ghillie suit. Okay,
bad mod, bad time.
The suit he wears changes constantly, sometimes every few feet that he moves through the environment, because that's what keeps him invisible. And your preps and your survival thought has to be exactly the same.
Much better.
Yeah, I'm feeling a bit better, Mike. We're getting to the bottom of what my issue is. We appear to be getting to the bottom of it, and it appears to be that I have a very underactive thyroid gland. Most of my glands have given up. I'm that age now, you know, when the glands are like, I've had enough of that.
He stopped rubbing himself against things, instead arguing.
Yeah.
But just a little, little
Just
different,
realised what you
just a
said.
little point here. Yeah, we were watching some videos last night, and we watched something, and both of us sort of went, "Oh my god!" Because it was actually about 1976,
Yeah.
about the droughts and all that. And we were watching this, and then suddenly it dawns on you: hang on a minute, it's 50 years on. We're 2026,
Yeah.
and what they're saying was happening then is happening now.
Yeah.
They had it's where the ground's all cracking. There's not enough water, and then one of the things was youngsters going swimming in wild waters and drowning.
Yeah.
And it's
It's
like
cyclic.
it's that cycle. It's going round and round again, and everything they were saying. But I was talking to my sister about it today, and she was saying, but if you think about it, when back in 1976, she was 5, so I was 8. No, I was 11 then. We never had fans.
No.
We never had aircon.
Nope.
We all these things, we didn't have it then. But yeah, when you see all the things are saying, the crops are failing, and the water's disappearing, and everything like that, and
It's cyclic.
it's
cyclic.
coming round again.
Right.
Yeah,
So because of that, I did a bit of research today to look at the weather.
yeah, not
patterns,
global warming.
the weather patterns of 76 and the weather patterns of 26, and I
Yeah.
only
Hi,
based it
Mac.
on the UK, but they're the same. They're exactly the same. The periods of heat and cold are falling exactly the same, even down to the fact that it seemed to start cooling off at the end of July, and it looked like that it was going to break, and then all of a sudden another heat dome built up and lasted into August. So I have a bit of a prediction here, and I may be completely wrong.
You're
may
right,
just be-
Russell. You wait, October it'll be flood.
It might be random. Okay, so the autumn of 1976, after the heat, very quickly turned to severe flooding. Very, very heavy rainstorms that were created by basically the heat and that, and a low pressure moving in, created very heavy thunderstorms and flooding because the ground couldn't absorb the water. That went on pretty much right through the autumn. Somerset Levels flooded, parts of Sussex flooded, parts of Kent flooded, rivers burst their banks, and lo and behold, the reservoirs didn't fill up. The winter of 77, 76 or 76, 77 was extremely cold and wet. Okay. When it did snow in southern England, it was wet, clingy snow, which stayed around for 2 weeks, but the temperature remained abnormally low. It was a long, cold, and predominantly wet winter. Okay. So let's see. Is it cyclic? Does it come around every 50 years or so? Let's see what
Hi,
happens.
Mike.
See if the path follows the same. The universe is a big place. It moves very, very slowly, and we live a very short period of time in it. Maybe we don't notice these cycles. Maybe we're just starting to pick up on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right though. They say about the 70s because they're stuck on it, but it happened in the 50s as well.
Yeah.
And it goes back and it goes back and goes back. Yeah, there are the global warming part of it. Yeah.
Hell yeah, bitter cold.
Yeah.
Let's bring on some cold weather. I don't want to walk around with my nads out any longer.
Colder than a penguin's chuff.
Yops, my brother.
Yops, hello.
How you doing? Hopefully you're good, Yops. Oh, mate. Oh, you didn't have to. I just yeah, how you doing, brother? Haven't heard from you for a while. Hopefully everything is going well for you and you're doing well. Miss you, man.
We've got 34 degrees again. Is it Wednesday?
Yeah.
And it's the same day as the solar eclipse and the full moon.
Yeah, so what you went up to Wednesday evening, especially in the UK, I'm afraid our American friends aren't going to get quite so much fun out of it. But we've got a pretty good solar eclipse Wednesday night. So if the further west you are in Britain, the better. Okay. Now, it's not a big percentage. It's for me here in southern England, I'm going to get a 91% eclipse. If I was over in the West Country, 94 to 96%. So it's still going to be quite an effective eclipse. The eclipse is due to start from around 1800 hours. It peaks at 1915 or 1900 hours and will be finished by 2000 hours. That's obviously as it starts to come in, move through and go away. So yeah, where are you? Are you going to be out in the open for that? We will be.
Yeah.
The other thing is the same night is the height of the Perseid meteor shower. Okay.
So hopefully there should be a clear sky.
Yeah. So the Perseids will be peaking on Wednesday night, and they will be peaking. I mean, the absolute best time to see them is that last 2 hours before dawn. You're looking at about 100 meteors an hour. Okay. You're not going to really start seeing them till around midnight thereabouts. You might get the odd early one or two come through. For the little ones out there, don't worry about them. Those meteorites, those flashes of light that you see in the sky, are about the size of my fist, and they're 60 miles away. They burn up at 60 miles altitude. That's pretty incredible. We've talked about this before. What can you see with the naked eye at distance? You can see a candle at 11 kilometers. Okay.
Hopefully they're not the neighbours naked.
Yeah, hopefully not neighbours. Yeah. So, and for anybody that wants to know or doesn't know, the Perseids, the origin of that meteorite shower is the comet Swift-Tuttle. Okay, we're basically just passing through the trail that's left behind it, and it's the Earth moving through the comet trail, not the comet trail moving through the Earth. There we go. A little bit of science.
So it's going to be hot and
It
so what will the ancestor have thought of that? Heat and things flying through the sky.
Yeah,
they'll be throwing people into volcanoes left, right, and centre.
A few thousand years ago, that would have been quite a spectacular occurrence on Wednesday night, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The sun's been eaten by a monster, and then the sky explodes into a meteor shower. Is that especially after the drought? Oh dear. Yeah. Talk about bad omens.
Yeah, we're going to hopefully go to Hussey's thing, or maybe we might take a. It'd be like the Amazonian one that they did. Apocalypto.
Yeah. Could get a little bit pagan. So I'm going to take Caroline probably up Hussey's Lane, or we might even drop down to Salisbury Plain, depending on how we're feeling. Basically, just to try and get away from light pollution. Hussey's Lane, right, and it is spelt Hussey's Lane. Basically, it's about 15 miles from where I live. It's a little village track, goes up onto some hills in the middle of nowhere.
It's just fields.
It's been called Hussey's Lane for hundreds and hundreds of years. So obviously, at some point, some Hussey was working out there. For the camps in Hampshire to meet at the volcano. Further instructions to follow.
that could cure a few things, wouldn't it? We could have some coming in, and we'll get rid of them, get them out.
Well, weather forecast for Wednesday is sunny. Unfortunately, we have an eclipse and no sun again.
But yeah, we're about 20 miles from Guildford. About 20 miles from Guildford.
20 miles
and they had rain the other day, and your mum had rain on the Isle of Wight, and we got chuffle.
We've had nothing. Again, that Farnborough zone that I talked about in the winter.
It's a Bermuda Triangle above.
Everything goes round us. It all misses. It's all down to the government. When it used to be the research laboratory over there, they obviously buried something in the ground that's doing something odd and wonderful. The weather just seems to move around us. Yes. So I've got a couple of videos coming up shortly. I'm working on at the moment. Mainly prepping videos again because
that's what it seems to be.
It's that time of year. It's difficult to get out. When I'm saying to people, go out and be careful, don't take risks, don't.
Yeah.
You know, I've got to be seen to do it myself. So I've been doing a bit on El Prepos.
Mac knows because he suffered many a time, haven't you, Mac?
Yeah. So
I don't know what he's saying.
Oh, yeah, we won't go into that one, mate. Yeah, so it is I was looking for video titles because all my videos start with a title idea. I sit here and sometimes in the wee small hours of the morning, an idea sparks in the brain, and I go, hitchhiking up the inside of a volcano in a thong. Where can we go with that? Right. So I've got survival prepping throughout world history. Then in brackets, without becoming a doomsday weirdo.
It would have done, wouldn't it, Three Dog?
So again, it's play with the ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, the UK is definitely surrounded by ocean, mate. Definitely, 100%. And it doesn't matter how hot it gets; it doesn't get any shallower.
Yeah.
Mike. How you doing, mate?
Mike, your parcel was collected last week
and should be on the way to you.
Yeah, I think it's the 13th or 14th. It should be arriving by UPS.
Yeah. The poor lad that come to the door wearing his uniform, it said UPS, and underneath it contractor. I went, do you actually work for UPS or are you just a contractor? And he went, no, I work for UPS. I'm just a contractor. Frightened the life out of the poor lad. Wow, let's go through the comments and see what we got there. Because no, perhaps, yeah, Mitch was to dodgy places, how unusual. I may have been to a few dodgy places in my time.
And sometimes it's with you.
Sometimes more dodgy than others. There's strange places you can have to set up an OP. Hot and muggy is the worst. Oh, it is. Hot and muggy, Mike. It is hot and humid here. The humidity's up through the roof.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Yeah. John is. AI typed that all on its own. Oh, did it? Yeah.
That was nice.
Hey, hi, Minnie. How you doing? Hope you're good.
I like those sort of parks, Mike. Yeah. You can feed things in. We've got a couple of the wildlife parks. You can do that, but there's also parts of it where you drive through in your car and through monkeys and tigers and that. And the monkeys have got a really bad habit of taking your vehicle apart.
I don't know that.
Yes. They take the number plates. We've had a giraffe take our flipping windscreen wiper.
Yeah.
They take the vinyl off your roof.
What's the last thing you want to
hear? We went to Windsor Safari Park before it became Legoland. And yeah.
The last thing you want to hear from the monkeys as you're driving through Safari Park is, can you pass me the 72mm 3/8 drive?
Our eldest son went to Longleat, and they had to come and because this lion would not leave him alone, would it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Sticks. Yeah, at your own risk. I remember my father going in and worrying because he had a Mark III Cortina, which had the black vinyl roof. Yeah. He's worried the monkeys were going to pull them off.
Yeah. So, I was going to save it for a separate stream, but I'm going to throw these questions out here tonight as part of it. Because it's prepping. So, my opening hook to you, my question. All right, chat. A quick question. If your power went out right now, right, are you eating a heroic can of beans by candlelight, or are you bargaining with your neighbour for half a granola bar and a phone charger? What's your options? Yeah, because surviving prepping is basically the oldest hobby on earth. Like humans invented being prepared. Roughly 5 minutes after we invented, oh no, okay.
I like son.
And that is a fact. I mean, it's how it went.
Did you have your Land Rover wheel cover, Mac? And they tried to have your snorkel away as well, didn't they?
So I'm walking to the kebab van. Andy B eats cold beans anyhow. Hey, take it easy.
See you later, Tara.
Take it easy, Mod Tara. Have a great week.
See you later.
Stay as cool as you can. Yeah, and that's exactly it. I mean, you know, it's Tonight we're doing survival and prepping, but we're weaving in world history so you can feel classy while you learn how not to perish. We're talking emperors, plagues possibly,
All day breakfast.
expeditions, sieges, and yes, the humble pantry shelf. History's most underrated museum exhibit, the pantry shelf. Isn't it the way to go? So,
Yeah, it's not a case of stocking it up with sweeties.
so everybody welcome. My name's Mick, Hampshire Outdoors and Survival. This is the lovely Cass. This is Hampshire Outdoors and Survival. We have been practicing prepping, survival techniques, pretty much since the day we met and got together, haven't we? Sometimes out of necessity, sometimes for the fun of it, and sometimes because work required it. Okay? I'm not saying we are the world's knowledge and experts, but we're pretty well adapted to getting by and managing. Okay? We've figured out tips and tricks that have helped us through situations and conditions, and we are obviously still here. Okay? What I try to do with prepping and survival these days, I try and make it fun. I try and make it, I'll show it for what it is. It's chaotic. Okay? You're adapting to situations. It's about keeping the brain floating. It's about being able to go, ding, 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 this is what I need to do. No, I need to change that now and do this, this, and this. But it's also knowing what your priorities are. Okay? So, first of all, I'll give you a disclaimer. Okay? This is about everyday preparedness. Okay? I'm not paranoid. I'm not prepping for an SHTF situation. Most of my prepping is actually based about my locality and the environment I'm in. I'm in a flood risk zone. So
it's always that though, isn't it? It's always people automatically think of the shit hits the fan situation, but it's not always.
Yeah. So we're also going to have a bit of a competition tonight when I'm going through this. So any time I say to the phrase historically speaking, type B's in the chat. Okay? And then what I'm going to do tomorrow is go back through the chat and title up who typed beans the most times. Anyhow.
That's the aliens.
Yeah.
It's the aliens.
And why beans? Because in the survival world, beans are pretty much the unofficial currency of the survivor. Right? If you find yourself in that survival situation and there's a tin of baked beans or it's earthworm time, which one do you want to go with?
But what sort of beans? Have you got cheesy beans, you've got chili beans, you've got curried beans, Mexican beans, haven't you? It's not just beans with sausages, beans with burgers.
Yeah. So let's start with wins, okay? The 2-day hero plan, okay, aka how every empire started. Okay. Start with the easiest win. A basic 48-hour setup in survival terms, 2 days of food, 2 days of water. Okay. It's the difference between a minor inconvenience and I'm eating dry wheat a bit.
Brown sauce and beans.
Do excuse me, I have had to make some notes. Okay. Or you end up sitting there with a few dry grains with your hands looking like a raccoon lunch.
Yeah.
Historically speaking, this is how communities have survived. Basically, everything. All right. Or how they've survived everything. People didn't have an online delivery. They had what's in the house, right? And pretty much prayed that the world didn't freeze up. Okay. So when you're putting things together, you're thinking water. Well, I'm always quoting water to people. And one of the issues with water, one of the things people never think about water is cleaning. They're always thinking about water, how much you need to hydrate, how much you need to take on board, what you need to drink. Nobody ever thinks about being able to wash. Now, in a survival situation, being able to wash is essential, not just for your daily hygiene, but you could then gain injuries that are going to need to be kept clean. You may pick up a stomach bug. You now need to keep yourself clean, okay? It's unsavory. Nobody likes to think about it, but those are the sort of situations that can occur. So you need 2 types of water. You need one, which is your hydration, your drinking water. That you keep absolutely sterile. You use your filters, your systems, whatever you do, that's drinking water. Then you've got your cleaning water. Doesn't need to be quite as sterile as that. It's better if it's had a quick boil. It's better if it's had a Puritab dropped into it or a drop of bleach. That's going to help. But it's not quite as essential. It's washdown water. It's the fact that you can come in from the contaminated zone and clean yourself. And I'm not talking nuclear, biological. It could be anything. Forest fires, things like that. Who wants to try and rest by night whilst covered in sweat and grime and grit? It's a horrible feeling. So, yeah, think about having that water supply that you can also use for cleaning. Food, again, we all think about ready to cook, easy meals, what you can put together. It's common sense. Most of us know it. Most of us know that tinned goods beat most things if you're storing for home, purely and simply because they have fluid in them. Okay, they're going to be a lot easier to cook, and 90% of tin stuff, although it might be a bit gopping and a bit gooey, you can eat out of the can. It's going to get the nutrients into you. With food, you've also got to rationalize it. You've got to think to yourself, you can't afford to think, I don't like that. You can't have that mentality of, I'm not eating it because I don't like it. You start thinking of it as fuel. And a lot of people have said to me in the past, yes, but I couldn't. Yes, you damn well can. Take it from somebody that has been in a starvation situation. You get to the point where your body takes over and you will eat. You will eat anything that your body tells you you can eat, okay? Including sometimes the wrong things. So, again, with your food storage and your preps, it's more about what's going to give you the calories, the nutrients and the vitamins and the minerals and will store rather than
I'm with you on that.
What you fancy, okay? I don't chickpeas. I tried toasting chickpeas to make a treat the other day.
My neighbour made some scones with chickpeas, and she goes, "Oh, it's really nice. It's got cheese in it." I couldn't taste cheese. It tasted like guinea pig food. It was disgusting.
And of course, that takes us to light. Okay, and again, people always stick light and power in the same thing, and you shouldn't really. Okay, have light separate. Why light? Well, if you've got to move around in the dark, you need a light. If you're going to do anything in the dark, you need a light. If you've got light, it makes people feel safer. It makes them feel more secure, especially if you've got young ones or you've got nervous people with you. I carry a light with me pretty much everywhere I go, all day long, every day. I'm probably
for that.
Very rarely use it. Okay, everything from a little O light like that to head torches.
You got the little ones, and you get your little ones, and you
in the car. Silence. Light can't be underestimated. Now, it doesn't have to be a torch. You can go candles. You can go oil lamps. You can make it romantic. Just be careful, okay? But a form of light, some form of light. It should always be in every piece of kit you got. And how often do I use it for emergencies? Very rarely. How often do I use it for going, oh, blow, I've dropped that nut down there? All the time. Okay?
Andy says, how many tins of beans can you eat before you get aluminium can issues?
Well, this is like talking about the old dehydration thing.
Pasta, everybody goes with it.
It's like talking about the whole dehydration thing, isn't it?
No.
Which is going to kill you faster. And that's the way you got to think about it. Most survival situations are only going to be very short term. Okay, maybe a few days, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks. Reality of it is you're looking to get past on a short term basis. So in which case, you
have to watch out, Brad, that you don't blow your fire out though.
Right, so that takes me then to power.
Hi, Kiwi.
Power. In this modern world, electricity is the be all and end all of everything. Okay, everything you've got in your home relies on it. Okay, apart from you. Okay, things like phones for communications and that need power. Now, a great thing with this world is power banks, power resources, solar panels, charging systems that are out there that are available. They used to be ridiculously expensive. They still are damned expensive, but they are coming down in cost. Top tip that I can give you there, Facebook Marketplace, places like that. I managed to pick up a couple of bargains in the last couple of years that I couldn't afford anyhow, right? Or any other way. Purely simply because they're out there. But if nothing else, a simple charger. Okay, a simple hand crank charger is better than nothing. For most of us, the main thing we're going to want power for is our phone. Our phone is a link to communication. It is also a link for information. In the old days, we used to say to people, radios, radios, radios. And I still have FM and medium wave and long wave radios here because you can gather a lot of information about situations on that, especially when the cell towers are down. But in most common situations, flooding, fire, and so on, things like alerts, things like being able to contact friends and say, are you okay? Are you still there? Get out, and so on. That's where they're coming in. It is also coming in the fact that you can then phone somebody and go, I'm in trouble. I need help. Modern phone technology is good because it can ping your exact location. So again, keeping the phone charged is a vitally important thing in a modern world. Can you do without it? Of course you can.
And your drone,
It's
so you can
going
see
to
up
be
there what's
tougher.
coming towards you.
Yeah, it's going to be tougher. That brings me to the last thing, warmth. Okay, now I haven't talked about shelter because shelter is really where you can find it on what you've got. Most of us are talking about home, car, mobile, camping, whatever. Okay, shelter is going to be there. But warmth, having a blanket, having a jacket in the car, having something so that, and I've met people broken down, middle of the night in the car, freezing their asses off because their mindset was, I've got a really good heater in the car. You have till it breaks down. Okay, then you need to start sorting yourself out. So again, think about warmth, think about comfort, even within your own home. If it's winter and the power goes out, you've lost it, that's your gas is off, your heating's off, what are you going to do? Well, we've already calculated the warmest room in the house, the one that we can close down and stay warm and comfortable in, and basically it's the bedroom. We're going back to bed, we're throwing the blankets on the bed, we're getting in the bed, we're taking Willow with us, we're snuggling down, right? And apart from quick 2-second dash like I used to do as a kid to the loo and back, that's the way we're going. So, yeah. So, really and truthfully, at a scale of 1 to 10, how prepared do you think you are for a 24-hour drop in power? Okay, it's no judgment. It's just the way of collecting data. In all honesty, and it's how I do things myself here. It's how we work it out, isn't it? We often sit there and go, what would we do if, you know, we had the situation today? So if I point out the window that way, about a quarter of a mile away is Hawley Woods. Massive woods, military training area. There's a big fire up there at the moment. They've shut the local roads around it. It's a quarter of a mile away. First assessment Mickey did, which way's the bloody wind blowing? It's blowing away from us. I am constantly checking on it and making sure it's still blowing away from us. And we've got a really good community around here. So Kaz's Facebook page is keeping people updated with what's going on. So, yeah. Exactly that, Jason.
Yeah, it's a shame about the camp, but we're hoping it should be in September now.
Yeah, we're going to move to September.
We're going to that does obviously bloody rains, but it's just too tinder dry up there, and it's not worth it to
No, so speaking historically, there's a bit of a history flex for you. History flex. Nicky's been doing his research. Okie doke. So, think about ancient Rome. Fantastic. Civilization. Took over most of the known world at the time. Great military, great infrastructure, gave us underfloor heating, running water, toilets, the whole lot. Okay. They had grain reserves. Okay. They had systems to keep people fed when supply chains got messy. Okay. Yeah, it was their downfall in the end. But
we used to have little can gas things in the kitchen.
But it worked, even down to having a ration of bread to be given to the poor in times of starvation, because they knew if the poor were hungry, they're going to riot. But if the poor are getting a loaf of bread a day, they're going, well, we're not going to kick off with them because they're feeding us. So again, that's how it's going to work. The pantry is basically your Roman infrastructure. Okay. Which really makes you a civil engineer, historically speaking.
It's like we were saying that in the 70s, didn't have aircon, did they?
Yeah.
parents or grandparents, whatever, they didn't have aircon, they didn't have the fans.
Yeah.
You just got on with it, and that's why the buildings had thick walls, didn't it?
Like ours. Yeah.
Because it was cool in the summer and warm in the winter.
So
Hi, girls.
So that
Hi,
takes us on.
Lawrence.
Okay, siege mentality. Siege mentality. For a lot of people, it's going to be stop at home. Okay, it is going to be bug in rather than bug out.
Mm.
So we're sieges are an intense survival situation for a start. Okay, if you've ever been stuck at home during a power outage,
Well,
a
it's a
storm,
COVID thing for a start.
be it snow,
Yeah.
COVID, whatever, you think to yourself, this is inconvenient. Okay. Hearing that good news, nobody's allowed out for several months, is an inconvenient. Okay. It's not just a weather event, it's a lifestyle change, it's a thought process change. Okay. And in the old days it was usually forced on you by some bugger with a catapult and a bloody great army. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Lessons from the sieges is not to live in fear. The lesson is don't rely on one fragile supply line or supply chain.
Rat.
If your modern idea of siege surviving is I'll just order something and the Deliveroo guy bring it, you're one step away from losing the battle. Okay. Yeah, you're going to become that philosopher that stares at the empty fridge, trying to think of the meaning of existence. Okay. So here's what your cozy siege upgrade. Okay. Is it still normal? Is it still practical? Yes. Redundancy. Have a backup, right? For the one thing
See, we
forget.
did ice on the window on the inside.
The one thing we all forget: AA batteries, AA and AAA batteries. How many times have you done it? But you suddenly go, oh, yeah, they're in that drawer.
You've used them all up.
Bum. Okay, and it's always at that moment where you need one. So again, take the redundancy out. Make sure you're stocked. Right. Cooking options. If your power goes down, what cooking option have you got? Okay.
We've got one of those little gas, the little single gas can ones.
Yeah.
We've got one up on the cupboards in the kitchen for a start. That's without all the rest of them there.
So have your survival options. Have your options, your preps, and don't just prep your preps for your adventures out in the woods. Think about your preps for your preps at home. So you want a slightly bigger stove.
Probably.
I see a 2-ring one the other day. Can you improvise an oven? Yes, you can. So again, it's learning those sort of tips and tricks that are going to help you along the way. If the worst comes to the worst, do you have a barbecue? Rig up the barbecue in the garden. Go out there, stand there with the brolly and cook on that. But again, it's having that mindset of being able to adapt to it. And most importantly, morale. Okay? In a siege mentality or a bug-in situation, morale. Morale is the one thing you've got to concentrate above everything else. You've got to stay happy. You've got to stay confident. You've got to stay thoughtful. You've got to stay focused. Okay? If somebody in your survival group, in your bugging situation, starts going, we're all doomed, open the front door, push him outside, bolt it behind him. Okay? That sort of mentality is like a cancer and it spreads. Okay? So you want to keep that out. On the morale side, for me, boiled sweets. Okay? Werther's Originals, got a drawer of them. Okay, if the world ended tomorrow, just before that meteorite hits, I'm taking one of them gold wrappers, unwrapping it, putting it in my mouth, crossing my arms, giving Kaz a kiss and a hug, and having my boiled sweet.
We're doomed. That's what we.
Yeah. So again, morale, you've got to try and keep your morale item, or keep.
Yeah, the
your morale
toasty
up.
maker. There's a world of different things to do in your toasty.
Exactly that. So what's your morale item? Where would you go with that? What is your secret sin, your morale item, the thing that's going to keep you in your situation going, it's all good, I've got a so-and-so.
Me, it's my music.
Yeah.
That's when I have my music.
I'd sing for you.
That's to do with music.
Yeah. So... And if your morale item is baked beans, all the better for you. So, the Black Death and the power of the boring prep. Okay, let's time travel to the 14th century, Europe, for a second. Yes, we're going there. The Black Death. It was devastating. One of the big takeaways for our topic is how much survival comes down to the basics of clean water, hygiene, and reducing risks. Now, I'm not saying we're enacting the plague. Please don't
Apricot
stop
jam.
building. I don't want to hear of any of you building a cart, grabbing a bell, a dark hood, walking around your local streets, shouting, "Bring out your dead."
And flashing as your pustules under your armpits.
Yeah. A, we don't do that. B, that's a different channel altogether.
Hawkwind, yeah. Mm-mm.
What I am saying is the most effective preps are often the most boring. And that's the truth of it. When you watch prepping and survival channels, you'll see lots of gear, lots of equipment, lots of flashy Gucci items.
Kel said his air mattress and his DD hammock.
Yeah, spot on. Okay, but in actual fact, the most important preps in your survival situation are the most boring, which makes them the most overlooked. Okay, things like plasters, pain relief, and I'm not talking your meds.
That's right. Hi, Michael.
Paracetamol, aspirin. Okay, clean pair of socks. It's the boring stuff that is actually the one that's going to bring you down. Ask anybody that's ever been in the military or had to walk extreme distances how important it is to be able to put on a dry, clean pair of socks.
Go underground, Mike.
Yeah,
and
go how
underground.
Your morale full. So, how you can improve that? Yeah, water. You can rotate it. You
Dutch
can
oven.
label it. You can look after it. You can even have your own mysterious science experiments with it. Okay, basic meds, pain reliefs, antidiarrheals, allergy meds, simple bandages. Yeah. If you've got those, your future self will write you a thank you note. Okay, and hygiene, hand sanitizer. Although I will say to you, be careful where you use the hand sanitizer. Don't have a moment's stupidity and think, "Oh, slight accident there. I'll creep off behind the car. I've got a little bit of tissue. Drop a hand sanitizer. That'll give that a wipe." No, it's not comfortable.
Hello, son.
Hi, Dan.
The latest Mr. Mitchell.
Mr. and Mrs. Mitchell.
Yeah.
How you doing, Mrs. Mitchell? Dutch oven as in farting under the
I
quilt,
should
popping it
imagine the
over your
amount of meat
partner's
you
head.
ate last night, and you were a bit squiffy, son. The amount of meat you ate yesterday, yeah.
Chaos. I agree with you 100%.
Farting
If
under
I
the
was a
quilt and popping it over your-
multi-millionaire, I'd have a brand new packet of socks every single day.
Dan,
Merino wool. Open them, put them on.
Dan, you could get away with that when she was just your girlfriend, but now she's your wife. You could. That's partner abuse. Yeah. No.
So,
yeah, Jason. Dan is our youngest son.
yeah,
He's live from.
he's the young
Check
man
your-
that's just got married. So here's a quick one-liner for you. Prepping isn't about the end of the world. It's about the end of your patience.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll move on in time and history now. We'll move on. Let's travel forward in history from the 12th century. Let's move up a little bit more. So about the 14th century, 15th century. Let's pivot smoothly from medieval plague to the age of exploration. The glory. How our friends got over to the other side of the pond. Yes. So, when people said, "I'll tell you what, mate, let's get on that wooden boat and see where the edge of the world is," okay, and disappeared for months, sometimes years, okay, bold, unhinged, possibly unworthy, okay, but explorers survived by managing three skills: navigation, supplies, and contingency plans. Okay. Modern equivalent is what you've got in your car. It's as simple as that. Okay. It's what you take with you if you're traveling in your backpack, if you're going by train, which I often do, or on foot, or what you've got in your car. And it does break down to those simple things: navigation, supply, contingency. Okay. So your quick car kit, water and snacks. Yes, again, history is repetitive. Like that was repetitive. Water, food, phone charger. Okay, if the car dies, don't rely. Meet people that are like, "Yeah, but I can charge it on the car." Yes, you can if the car's working. So have some sort of charger, one of these small pack chargers. It might just be enough for you to send an SOS by text, but that's what's going to get you out of trouble. Warmth, blankets, gloves, spare jacket, bits and pieces like that, chucked in a rucksack. thrown in the boot with the water and the spare food. It's there. It's an emergency bag if you need it.
You need quinine.
Yeah. Light again, we come back to that. Torch, some sort of lighting system in the car. I always carry a couple of the Silums in the car, purely simply because if I'm in an environment where there's spilt fuels and things like that, they're not going to create a spark. They're not going to make a fire. I can light that. I can stick it on the back of a car, mark something, stick it on the back of my jacket. It's going to be light for 12 hours. I can walk down that road. So Silums, I like them for the car. Yeah, they're not giving me the direct light that a torch would, but I've got head torches and things for that. But if my torch is constantly looking forwards, my body is shadowing that, I'm not showing a lot to the rear. Okay. Plus, you can also, if you decide to cut across country, which I don't always advise because it has gone wrong for me in the past, that you can mark where you left the road. And when you're trying to make your way back in the pitch black at 3 o'clock in the morning, seeing that little glowing dot stuck on the hedge or the fence is a real morale booster. Okay. And depending on your skills and abilities. Okay. And this goes for first aid kits as well. Basic tools. So your first aid kit, don't have stuff you don't know how to use. Okay. Or if you're going to have stuff you don't know how to use, go and do a course and find out how to use it. The same thing for your car and the maintenance. Right. The craziest thing I've ever done is replace the clutch main release bearing on a Volkswagen Beetle in the middle of a high street at 10 o'clock at night. Okay, why? Because my dad was a Volkswagen mechanic and he taught me how to do it and I was able to do it there. Would I rebuild the cylinder head on the Land Rover in the middle of nowhere? No, not really. Okay, so have the tools that you need to do those tasks you can do rather than carrying all that extra weight. Finding the situation occurs, opening your boot, looking at that lovely Milwaukee or Snap-on toolkit and actually go picking things up and going, look at that, it looks great, isn't it? That's awesome. What's it do? Okay, because again, I've had that. I have seen people do it. Yeah. So, yeah, be honest with you, what's currently in your trunk? I mean, mine, in my trunk at the moment is small trolley jack, tyre changing kit, puncture repair kit, which I've practiced with, tyre inflator kit, basic first aid kit, some food, some water, a blanket. Simple as that. In actual fact, the blanket in the back of the pickup is actually Willow's favourite bed. Okay, folded it up. He gets in the car, first place he goes, crashes on that. But it's there, isn't it? Yep.
Yeah. Ol and Jason, our Tessie, she's really good at baking and cooking. She does the reenactment baking, but Dan and her went to the Longbows out into the forests in Prague the other day.
They're 2 rechargeable bike tail lights.
Yeah, that's always a good idea.
Yeah. I've got the flashing ones on the back of my backpack. So getting back to the boot of your car, it's the last bit about your car, right? How many of you, like me, in the past have opened the boot and it's like an archaeological dig? You're going down there and going, I haven't seen that for 4 years, and I've forgotten I have one of them, and I have no idea what it is or where it came from, but it looks good.
It's shiny.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
I've got some bags of nuts and raisins hidden all over the place.
Chaos. You're exactly right there. And as a mechanic, right? I mean, I was literally the go-to guy for our bike club. The worst thing you can ever hear from somebody is I've had a go at fixing it myself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right, Lee, Michelle. Rotate it.
Yeah.
Check it to see if you've used anything. I got a couple of suggestions for my ouch pouch the other day, so I'm going to be putting them in there this week.
Yeah, never stop learning, is it? Never stop learning. Watching other people's ideas. Not everything that works for one works for everybody else.
No.
So we should shoot forward in time again.
Yeah.
Just shoot forward in time again. We'll shoot forward to the Cold War. Ooh. Now we're a bit careful here because don't get too political. The Cold War. Preparedness without panic, I've called this.
Yeah, to the back of the van. Yeah. Did you find pterodactyl eggs?
Yeah. So, during the Cold War, people were thinking about preparedness in extreme ways. There were people digging down 50 feet, creating concrete bunkers, filling it with 25 years of food, water, rations, and so on. There were people.
Good job you checked then.
Preparedness was very intense that time. Fallout shelters, drills, the whole duck and cover era, and for a lot of us at certain generations, that was our school.
Yeah,
That
I like
was
those.
today. We're doing a duck and
Survivalists,
cover
good
drill.
idea.
The alarm will go off. You'll get under your desk. I don't know how that plastic desk was supposed to save my life in the event of a nuclear bomb going off, but hey, there we go. So let's make it simple, okay? The important thing is prep for what's realistically going to happen. Think about where you live, the environment you're in. Think about the weather conditions. Think about what is realistic for you. If you live at the base of a mountain, what's the chance of an avalanche in the winter or a rockfall in the summer? If you live by the sea, what's the risk of a freak wave or a tsunami or something like that? What's your storm risk? Often overlooked. People live I've lived there for 150 years and we've never had a storm like we had last week. Washed my shed away. Okay, these things happen quickly. Relevant today, heat waves. Focusing on hydration, cooling, checking on people, checking on your neighbours. I make a point of chatting to my neighbours and just making sure they're okay. Again, alongside that, wildfire smoke. Okay, so if you, like us, you've got a couple of wildfires around you, keep those windows shut. Okay, keep the air as clean as you can. Okay, if it's really getting bad, think about getting out. Okay, you can only take so much muck into your lungs before it starts affecting you. Short-term shortages. Think about your pantry. Think about your batteries. Think about your lights, your torches, your other bits and pieces there. And just prep. That's what it's called, just prepping. Think about what your real issues are liable to be rather than the ones that are unlikely. I regularly get people asking me how I would deal with a zombie. Right? Tell you how I'm dealing with a zombie. I'm kicking the bugger in the leg next to me and running like hell. Okay? Am I prepping for zombies? No. Am I concerned about things like civil unrest? Yes. Does that mean I'm going to go stomping around Farnborough in full tactical kit, carrying a weapon? No. Okay? I am going to hunker down here, keep myself small and quiet as I can. Okay? And if somebody comes through the door, being a bit naughty, a bit noisy, I'll deal with that when it happens. But my main survival situation for that is to, where possible, stay at home. I've got everything I need here. In fact, I've probably got more than what I need. But the average person has everything they need there. Safety, security, people that they know are around them. Remove yourself from that and put yourself into an environment where suddenly you don't know anybody around you. Who's the threat? Who's the risk? Who's the one that's going to have a go? Who's the one that isn't? Okay. So again, keep it to what you know. Prepping is not just reducing friction in your life. Okay. If your emergency plan makes you more anxious every day, then it's not preparedness. Okay. It's doom scrolling. Okay. And there's a lot of people doing that at the moment. There's a lot of channels basing themselves on doom. Okay. Don't doom scroll. Okay. It's not worth it. Just stick to the stuff that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, because it could be a flood. It's not. That's not. It could be a flood. It could be a landslide. It could be,
So that was
trees down.
So there we go. I'll finish off by saying that was my survival and history hangout for tonight. Remember, I'm not trying to predict what the apocalypse is going to be.
It's gone past 9, so you can say whatever you like now.
I'm trying to be the calm person that says, look, do you know what? You can make your life easier. You can sort things out when it gets a little weird. Okay? If you really like this, subscribe, join the channel, join us on a Sunday night. Okay? So, yeah, that's that. That took 2 days for me to
Life's Adventures, how are you doing?
So, hopefully, that makes sense to you. That's the route I'm going down. That's
Spotty arse.
And again, that ties into the bad biased info. Okay, stay sensible. Be the middle line. Find that path and walk it with confidence. Do 15 miles an hour on your bike. Oh, mate. Yeah. Yeah.
If
Living
you've
in
got it
Fl-
all sitting there waiting, you're not worrying about how to get it together, are you?
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, when was, and this is the fact of it, when was the last apocalypse? We're all still here. Okay, we made it this far. And we made it this far because our ancestors and our relatives had a bit in the cupboard. They got by. They knew how to get by. And that is what it's about, getting by.
And you're not exactly, by buying an extra tin or an extra pack of batteries and things like that, you're not drawing attention to yourself. No one's taking any notice what you've got in your basket, unless it's like the great toilet roll fiasco of the COVID, when everyone had to buy toilet roll for some reason.
Still can't get around that.
No.
Can't get my head around that.
No.
That many toilet rolls. Well, people were frightened that they were going to shit themselves to death. It's
normal day, different shit, exactly.
Yeah, it is adapted.
Extra tin of, I would say, rice pudding. How about that?
Right. Now, I'm not telling you have to agree with me. Please don't do that. This is an open, Sunday nights is an open chat. Again, if I ever put up a video or do a chat like that, and there's something that you disagree with, by all means disagree with me. Okay? This is how I learn, this is how you learn, this is how everybody learns. So I'm not telling everybody here, I'm not preaching or saying this is the way it's got to be. This is only how I see it. Yeah. See how it adapts and works for you. Everybody's in a different situation. If you live in the middle of a city, yes, you're going to want to be that grey man, blend in with pretty much what everybody else is wearing, small pack, not be a target. If you live out in a rural area,
take it easy,
and you're used to being out in the woods, then that's the way you're going to base yourself, isn't it? So it's again, it's that adaptability. It's no right, no wrong.
Yeah, definitely rice pudding straight out of the tin, especially the Ambrosia Deluxe one. Oh my goodness.
Hey, no worries. John, take it easy. Have a great day. Say hi to your brother. And say hi to Cindy for us. Have an awesome day. Rice pudding with beans. Nice. Cold rice pudding.
What we were saying, Jason, was we were watching a program last night on YouTube. And it's all about UK in 1976. And 1976, we had... really bad droughts, and we were listening to what they were saying about the ground was cracked
when it started.
How that all the fields they weren't able to get this, the farmers weren't able to get the crops out of the ground, the fact that kids were going swimming in wild waters and drowning, and we were sort of thinking to ourselves, that's exactly the same as what it has been like this the last few months here. Yep. Exactly the same. Not enough water, the crops are failing, the ponds are drying up, the same as the rivers are drying up, and the temperatures, elderly are succumbing to the temperatures because they can't take it. And the kids are going wild swimming. They were saying, in 1976, they had all this stuff they dragged out this river, and there were like trolleys, bits of car, bits of motorbike, chopping baskets, all the sort of rubbish that is in a lot of our wild waters now. Yeah.
Chaos, you're right. This is a point I will make at this point. Is does Mickey have a bug out bag? Yes. Right. Does Kaz have a bug out bag? Yes. Are we prepared to bug out at a moment's notice? Yes, definitely 100%. Again, don't get yourself shut into that. I mean, my initial plan for most situations is to bug in. However, there are situations that could occur where we need to evacuate. Are we prepared to evacuate? Sure as eggs are eggs. So again, don't put all those eggs in the same basket. Okay. If you're like me and your basic mindset is, where possible, I want to bug in, keep it to that, where possible. But be prepared to get out if you need to.
He has.
Yeah.
Willow has got a bug out bag. He's actually got he's got a dry bag.
Yeah.
Are you going to say hello to people today? Or
Yeah.
you can be
Matty, how's the expedition going? Are you still on the expedition? You home now? How's it going? Oh, I'm sorry, it's just come up there. So when you got to the end point of the expo, it's 40 degrees. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. How did the expedition go though? Did you discover yourself? Did you have a good time? That's the
Well,
most important thing.
Matty,
Well,
he's over.
come on
Hawley Woods is not that far from us, and
in. Come on in.
she's gone up to see
Come on.
this afternoon. Someone's obviously decided it'd be fun to have a little bonfire, a little play about. Go on, look, the peoples are here to see you.
There you go. There you go. Oh, he's knackered. He's been chasing cats today.
Yeah.
He's exhausted. It's
Yeah.
too hot. He don't like it.
No,
Don't
no.
like it.
Oh, look at that. Yes. And there was a fox in the garden last night, so yeah.
Yeah, Matty was off to Bavaria. He went for Duke of Edinburgh's awards, I believe. Or was it Adventure Scouts? I don't know, it's one or the other.
Same with us. For Willow, he's got powder for his paws. We've got the bags. We've got all the sort of things that he would need. He's got his tick removers and his little bug out things, isn't he?
Yeah. Matty, that's one of the things to take away from that. People inherently are good. Yeah. People inherently are helpful. It's you'll find more help in this world than you'll find hatred. It's one of those interesting things. It's kind of sleep a bit of that. Did you go fall off of there, you wall?
It's because that fox in the garden, he just wouldn't go to sleep last night because he knew it was out there.
Absolutely shattered.
He's absolutely yeah. It's lights on and Noel's at home. Yeah, he will.
New South Florida. Yeah, I mean that's it. You've got to. Yeah, I can understand exactly where you're coming from there, Chaos. In the event that you get the evacuation order, it ain't messing about time.
Yeah.
And again, this is one of the great things about having a channel. So I've been lucky enough to travel a bit of the world. I've been lucky enough to meet many people, and I've been lucky enough to be in some pretty tricky situations. I have been through a hurricane. I've seen a tornado. I've seen the earth move. Okay, but at the end of the day, I've survived all those off my wits and common sense and taken that and adapted for it. One of the things I learned very early on, I think it was about 1920, that was a hurricane, and that was when nature's throwing its worst at you, you don't want to be in it. Okay, no matter how tough you think that building is, you don't want to be there. Okay, you want to be with your loved ones, and you want to be somewhere safe, and you want to know your loved ones are safe. So again, top tip to anybody, especially in this world the way it's going at the moment, if you ever get an evacuation order, go, you know, get out. Don't try and, unless you've got an extreme amount of knowledge, capability and equipment, don't try and face it out, evacuate. You can always come back. Okay?
We were watching some of the fires out in the terrible fires out in America and Canada and places like that. And when they were told, like, it's level 1, level 2 and level 3. At level 1, they're saying to you, get some bits together. Number 2, get people prepared to go. And 3, go.
Yeah.
And the amount of people that hadn't bothered the 1 and 2, and there's like, oh, I haven't got a good idea.
Well, there's a mindset, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's a mindset of it's never happened here before. We'll be okay. It's in control. Yeah. It's
to be honest with you, we're probably on number 1.
Yeah.
We'd have packed up and buggered off.
Yeah. And again, my attitude to that is I want to be one of the first ones away. I want to be at the front of the traffic jam with the open road in front of me. Oh, mate, farmers. I mean,
yeah, Mac was saying that he said that when he was out doing escape evasion, the farmers were feeding them. He said, you know, very humbling. Yeah.
The farmers are great people.
Yeah.
Okay. If you ever find yourself stuck and it's a choice between the big house on the hill or the farm, have a walk up to the farm, but announce yourself and let them know you're not sneaking around.
Yeah,
And
I
you'd be
said
surprised.
there's something out there in
Yeah.
Bavaria, is it?
Yeah. Beautiful part of the world as well.
Mm.
Bavaria is absolutely stunning. Yeah, absolutely wonderful.
Yeah,
Lawrence.
it's something that's going out on TikTok. I'm afraid, Lawrence. It's just can you have videos taken of you setting fires?
I'm going to be putting out a short
And
tomorrow that might cause me a bit of flack, but I'm literally putting out a short
But
tomorrow
it's not
telling
just
people
it's
that
not just young kids.
no,
It's those girls were in the 18-year-olds doing it.
I would have them put in stocks.
I'd kick them in the. I really would.
Bring back stocks, put them in the middle of the town, and let everybody see them, and tell everybody that's the twat that did that. It's crazy,
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. And I got to admit, I'm afraid of wildfires.
Yeah.
I've been in wildfires. I've nearly lost my life to a wildfire, and I've seen the damage that wildfires do. And the problem is, these people are so thick and stupid, they can't see what they're doing. If they come across, it's a, and I don't want to upset anybody, but you walk through somewhere that's burnt, and you walk through after that, and you find animals.
Yeah.
Okay, and it is horrific, absolutely horrific. Okay, you can see that these things have tried to bury themselves. They've done everything they can to try and save their lives, because some twat wants to make a TikTok video. Well, I got a message from the government. Put me in charge of dealing with these people. All right.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'm not bothered. I'm quite happy. When you want them birched, I'll birch them. You want them put in stocks?
Another thing, they're that stupid. You're going to set a fire. If you've got a windy day, who's going to be in the middle of that fire? The ones that set it.
Yeah.
And they're going to have first-hand account of what happens when you get caught out in a flipping fire.
Yeah, I'd bring back the stocks. I really would. Name and shame them. Want to be famous? You want to be on YouTube? There you go. Or you want to be on TikTok? Here you go. Twat of the week.
Yeah. And it's not just them. It's people's livelihoods. It's people.
Yeah, losing everything.
Yeah, they're animals. They're everything.
Yeah. It's just.
It's not fun. It's not shits and giggles, is it?
Can you imagine what we would do to a kid if they come home and that we'd seen that they created that TikTok? What I would do to them?
Yeah.
All right. I tell you what, they would not. I don't care what the law says. They would not sit down for a month of fucking Sundays.
Yeah.
Okay. And I would name and shame them.
You're right. But it's the fire crews are in danger, and we saw last week.
Yeah.
A week before, what happens when a little fire gets into an industrial estate and hits fertilizer?
Yeah, ammonium
that
nitrate.
Blew it to kingdom come, didn't it?
Yeah.
Put 100 20 firemen in hospital and destroyed 3 fire engines.
Yeah, as Mac was saying there. Yeah, he was just talking about Bavaria, Switzerland, and how similar that. Yeah, Ray.
The latchkey kids now. They just don't want to take any responsibility for what their little darlings are doing.
The difference in the UK was when I was a kid, my parents got held responsible for my actions. Until I was 18, anything I did, my parents were held responsible. If I broke something, they had to pay for it. Yeah. If I did something, they were punished for it.
I remember my sister.
And it needs to go back to that. He's 10 years old, and yes, I know he stabbed Billy down the road.
My sister, I remember she was 14 and she was throwing stones, and it broke someone's window in their door.
Yeah.
And my dad found out about it, and he frog marched her out, and she had to fix the window, and she had to pay for it. Out of all her bloody money she was earning, that's what she had to pay for.
It is a nanny stately, Michelle. You're right. Yeah, hard times do create strong men.
We were watching the thing where a kid,
he's
always drunk, and was he 13?
13, drinks a bottle of vodka every Friday.
Where'd you get the booze from? He goes, my mum. And when they asked mum, he goes, no, you don't get it from me. Yeah, 13. He's off his tits every day on vodka.
That's a very good saying, Jason. I'm 100% there with you.
Yeah.
Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create hard times.
Yeah,
It's cyclic. Yeah.
Sticks. We lived in a Cranley, was quite a big village.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone knew my dad.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do nothing. It's like when I got old enough to start going out to the pubs at night.
Yeah.
He knew every single pub I've been into.
Yeah.
The following day, you say, "Oh, you were such and such. You went to that pub. You went to that pub." All because they're yeah.
Well, that's the other thing is people don't. Lawrence, good point. Yeah, people don't know what to do. They panic. They go into flat mode.
Yeah.
And again, this is prepper mindset. When I do my courses, when I'm training people, one of the things I teach them is to visualize. What would you do in a situation? What would you do in this situation and in that situation?
Mm.
Now, the brain is a filing cabinet, and you basically put all this information into files. It's the same thing as with military training. The more you repeat going through something, practicing it, deciding what you would do and how you would scale that situation, you put it in the toolbox. When that situation occurs, it's quite interesting how the drawer opens automatically and the right file comes out, whether that's
like
first aid,
Yeah.
dealing with a disaster, conflict, whatever it is. The toolboxes are there, okay? They open up, the file comes out. A lot of people walk through their life without even thinking or imagining or trying to put themselves in a position of saying, what would I do if? Because, one, they're afraid. They don't want to think about it. I meet people all the time. I meet husbands and wives that come on the courses, and the husband's there, or even the wife sometimes is there because I want to learn some techniques for an emergency. The partner is like, it's never going to happen. It won't happen. It won't happen. And when I actually get deep into it, it's not that they won't, in their head it won't happen. They're so scared of it, they don't want to think about it. But the problem is, once they start practicing, or the good thing is, once they start practicing the techniques, their fear of the problem starts to reduce.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is probably
Lawrence
it's so
is right.
easy as well to go. It won't happen.
The people, they see something going on and they get their phone out because they want to video it.
Yeah.
No, look, hardly anyone thinking, "Oh, if I better call someone, I better call the fire brigade or an ambulance or whatever." Yeah, it's.
Yeah, you can clip around here off the cop. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, yeah, you do think, "Oh, I've done it before. I've done this last year," but it's by continually repetition of that same thing. It's like muscle memory, isn't it? You do something over and over again.
Exactly what Mark was saying there, muscle memory. Okay, so I was very, very lucky to work with some guys that used to shoot. They used to come to my facility to shoot. Okay, that was their job. Whether you like it or not, they used pew-pews. That's their job, nature of their business. In, shall we say, pretty much normal clothing. Their job was there to protect the protective role, close protection. Okay, their main training would be thousands of rounds a day of hit the target, and it wasn't just up firing and blatting away. It was from the hip out, cock the weapon, make the weapon, fire, and away again, and out and away again, and it was repetitive muscle memory. I've seen guys get to the point where a figure 11 target, standard military target, 25 meters, they don't need to aim the pistol anymore. They can look away. They can literally do that. The muscle memory's become that acute that he can walk up and down the range and hit that target every time just by firing because their muscle memory is there. Anybody can learn this. And I get people saying to me, "Oh, no, I don't have very good muscle memory. Do you drive a car?" Yeah. How many times do you think about the clutch pedal, the brake pedal, the accelerator? When you first started driving, you sat there like that and you went, "Oh, indicator, where's the indicator? Oh, it's that one." And a little bit heavy on the throttle. Well, very, very quickly, you get into the car, you start the car, you look down, and you pull away. And do you think about it? No, you don't. So anybody can develop that muscle memory in any skill and any ability to any level that they require. It's just the repetition
Yeah,
of doing
it's skill phase.
Yeah.
Because if you don't keep it up, then you still go. Now what do you do next?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well, I've had an invite to go do some practical shooting with various systems, and I said to the guys, I haven't shot in 4 years. I haven't done anything like that in probably 10 years. But the last time I shot seriously was 4 years ago. And he was like, right, okay, we'll take you back to the beginning. Now, to some, that would be insulting. Take me back to the beginning? What? Basic weapon handling? And I was like, no. Brilliant. Because, again, I would have to start building that muscle memory. It would come back quick, but I'd have to start building that muscle memory again. So, again, it's that just because you know how to do something, you know how to do it well, doesn't mean if you haven't done it for 2 years, you're still going to be able to do it with the same proficiency.
Drill, isn't it?
Yeah. Swimming. Okay. 99% of us can swim. 99% of us will say we can swim fairly well. When was the last time you went swimming? I got a shock recently when I went in and I started swimming, and I used to swim like a fish, and I mean like an eel. I was in my element. Within 25 to 50 yards, I'm thinking, blimey, I'm blowing. I'm struggling.
The health and your age. Because you get older, you take for granted that you're still going to be able to ride a bike and that.
So in my plan system now, for my survival plan system, is once every 6 months to set aside a day to go swimming. Once every 6 months, set aside a day, go swimming, put myself through the paces. One, it helps with the fitness and it helps keep me up to speed. Two, it helps me know how far I can go. Because I suddenly realised
you're on a boat and it sinks. Yeah. You can think to yourself, oh, I can swim 3 meters, then I'm screwed.
Well, for those of you that are in the UK, you know how far it is. There was a time I could swim the Solent. There was a time where I would have quite confidently gone in at Ryde or Portsmouth and swam across the Solent, okay, without actually being concerned about doing it. Up until that event where I tried swimming recently, I still had the mindset that I could do it. And sudden realisation, no, you haven't. You can't. After that, not long after, I got a ferry across, and I was actually looking at it and going, yeah. So again, it's keep your skills, keep your abilities up, and don't be ashamed or embarrassed at the fact that you used to walk to the top of that hill in 20 minutes, and now you're going to take 30 minutes. Except the fact that you're getting a bit older, you may be out of practice, okay. But know that, okay, I can do it in 30 minutes, okay? If I want to do it comfortably, I can do it and so on. But just self-aware. Yeah, well, survivors, grandkids are one that took my granddaughter out for the day. I have not been so knackered in years. And it wasn't just physical, it was mental.
Today, I think their granddaughter, she's 4, and they went to the forests, and then they went out to a castle out in Cheshire, and she was bombing her head, wasn't she? And like that church, that climbing 78 steps, and she's like a
Right, the biggest tip I can give you there, as somebody that used to work in an amphibious unit and spent a lot of time in water, and like I say, I used to be able to swim like a fish, love the water. I absolutely adored it. It's my element. Right, the most important thing isn't swimming, it's floating. Okay, floating takes less energy. Currents will move you. Currents will take you. They will push you in directions. If you try and fight the current and try and swim against it, unless you're a really fit, powerful swimmer, you're doomed. Okay? You'll become exhausted. You're in trouble. The actual important thing is, and I think the best skill anybody can do, especially if you're not confident about swimming, is learn to float and practice floating. It takes very little effort, very little skill. Will keep your head above the water and keep you alive. Even at sea, the fact that you can keep yourself floating, and for me, rip currents were the one for me. Getting taken out, taught as a young lad, if it pulls you out of this cove, it will go out, take you left, and it will take you down round the headland about 1.5 miles, and it will bring you in at the next bay. Okay, if you get taken out, float. So learn that is a skill set to have. It's. I mean, a lot of people that tell me how brilliant they are at swimming and how that floating. If you can keep your head above that water, you can keep yourself alive. Yeah. Oh, I love swimming. Yeah, always have done. When you've got a build like this, being in water and actually having half of it floating around you, it makes it a lot easier.
But yeah, granddaughter, she starts school next month.
Yeah. Oh, cool. She's growing up quick, isn't she? Yeah. So, yeah, the mindset's often wrong, mate. You need to, find your edge, find what your capabilities are. This is another thing with human beings. One of the things we do, and I've watched a couple of your podcasts, World Survivalists, and I absolutely adore them. Absolutely brilliant. One of the things that I always, when I'm teaching people, one of the things I teach them is don't let your ego kill you, because it will. And two, we all of us, me included, overestimate our abilities. Okay, it's quite natural. We all look at things and we overestimate our abilities and we're overconfident ourselves. One of the things that you need to do is try and rein that in. Be realistic. It's nothing more embarrassing than saying to somebody, "Oh, I used to run 10 miles and now I can't run a mile." Okay, no, I might not run a mile, but I can walk 10. So it's scale it to what works for you, and if it's really poor, then obviously work on building it up. But find your genuine baselines, and it might be something that you and some of the other guys might like to talk to people about, because it's something not many people hit. In the survival and the prepping world, a lot of people sort of tell people how brilliant they are and they've had experience in the biggest small regiment in the world and all the rest of it, and they can do this, that and the other, and you're looking at them and going, mate, maybe 25, 30 years ago, could you still do it now? And the realism is, could they?
There's so many kids don't actually get the chance to learn to swim because people don't want to teach their kids how to swim because they don't feel comfortable in the water themselves. And it's such a shame, that you're not passing on that skill.
Do it stealth. Kaz we're working on it at the moment. Kaz's bug out mobility scooter. Okay, it's a worldwide, because again, everybody in the world is different. Some people have physical disabilities. Some people have learning disabilities.
Especially if you put a motorbike engine in it, a 125 engine in it, they move.
Yeah. Do we write them off or do we help them along?
I mean, that they what you need to look at is you look up trampers, TRAMPERS, trampers. These have quite big wheels, so like a kid's version of like BMX type size. Like next, and those things, because the ground clearance is so good on them.
Yeah, they'll go anywhere.
Yeah.
We've got a friend of ours, Ames. She so many years ago was in a motorcycle club, and so was Kaz. She was one of our female members, and we used to raise money for charity. Once a year, the club would hold events and do things. And we found about this young lady in the West Country who had, should we say, a severe debilitating illness. But she was a spirit.
And she wanted to go to college.
Yeah.
But she was told that to go to this college, she had to have a specific
mobility scooter.
Electric wheelchair. Yeah.
Yeah, she had to have a specific electric wheelchair or the college wouldn't accept her. And not just the bike club, many other people got involved in it, but the bike club as well.
It was £7,000.
And we raised the money to get her this wheelchair so she'd go to college. And this young lady has gone on to become a leading light in disability. She has come on to help many other people.
They've used her for the trampers, the adverts.
Yeah. And trampers got they asked her to be their model for that, because she is a beautiful young lady. She Yeah, she is a classic model. So again, you can't write things off. You can't write people off. You know, I've met people that do not have any physical ability whatsoever. Yet when it comes to fixing a radio or sorting out equipment or organising things or doing medical stuff, absolute geniuses. So again, this picture of your prepper survivalist being like that, tacked up to buggery with the weapon. Yes, don't get me wrong, there is a place for that, but don't write off that guy that just sits in the corner that everybody says, "Oh, he's a bit of a nerd," because he's probably got capabilities, experience that will absolutely shine. Okay, go back to the comments. Go back to the comments, Mickey. Read some of the comments because you're waffling. Hey, World Survivor is not a problem, mate. Not a problem. We all do the same thing. We're all trying to help and encourage people to help themselves. Really, at the end of the day, we're not trying to tell you that. And it goes back to what I said right at the beginning: bad biased info. This is the way to do it. You've got to do it like this or else. No, that is completely the wrong mindset. The mindset is to have what would work for me. What would work for me with my physicality, my mental ability, my environment, where I live, how I'm best able to manage, what will work for me. I have, as you can see back here, many kits. Okay. I have tactical. Okay. For those tactical situations. I used to work in a very tactical world, so I'm comfortable with tactical. I'm comfortable with moving through rugged environments, keeping myself hidden, staying out of sight, moving quietly, gathering information. That was my world.
That's right, Pat right.
Yeah. Today, as a civilian, right, I also have civilian kits so that I can move through a town without being noticed. I can move quite happily in and around the local shops, the towns, without standing out like a sore thumb being a grey man. I've also got my urban assault kit, which to the untrained eye is just a normal kit. It's just a normal guy, looking normal, moving normally. But within what I call my urban survival or assault kit, I have everything I need. But the knack is then that is not overt, it's covert. Everything is put away, tucked away, out of sight. Okay, but it still gives me the ability to carry that. Now, I don't want my urban assault kit when I'm out in, say, the New Forest or Dartmoor or up in the hills of Wales.
Like that.
I want the kit that I'm comfortable with. It also comes down to your finances. There are some wonderful Bergens, jackets and kit out there, but paying £1,000 for a Bergen, £500, £600 for a jacket, no, not my budget. So I adapt what I've got to fit
We
what
were
I
lucky.
need.
We got on Facebook Marketplace last week. We got
Matty, take care, mate. Have a good week.
Oh God, what is it? Trespass. In self-inflating mattress, the mummy shaped ones, and it had a $77.99 ticket on it, and we paid £15 for it.
Yeah.
And it had been used twice.
Mark, exactly that. E-bikes. E-bikes, a great jump in technology and ability to allow people to go and enjoy things in their right manner. Okay. Is use the tools that are there, use what's available to you, and use it for your own ability. Okay. Use it to suit your needs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like my scooter. I've got space underneath. I've got the bigger scooter I've got. We've got a trailer for. I can put things under the seat. They've got a basket at the front, and what I've got one of the 25-litre dry bag, and it's clipped to the back of my seat.
Yeah,
and so that carries all my stuff in there.
Yeah, ultralight stuff can be ultra expensive. The other thing I did try a few ultralight bits of kit, and I've got to be honest, it may be my age, it may be my experience, it may be my military background. Some of the ultralight kit is fantastic. Don't get me wrong. You know, you can drop your pack load down massively, but at the end of the day, does it have the durability? Okay, now I'm a clumsy 60-year-old arse. Okay, I crash through the undergrowth these days. I get into
Oh, yeah.
places, I get dirty, cold, wet, bang myself, knock myself, climb up things that really, truthfully, I shouldn't climb up and climb down them, usually with my eyes shut because I'm scared of heights. So my kit for me in a lot of cases is based on durability. I've seen some absolutely awesome and fantastic lightweight kit, and I won't knock it because if you're doing the West Highland Way and you're going to do it in 7 days, then you're only going to do it by carrying ultralight kit.
Troy, if you lose that ultralight kit, you're going to be gutted.
If I'm going on a job out in another country, should we just say another country, into the wilds, into the boonies, do I want the ultralight or do I want the security of I know that one pair of trousers is going to survive? That one Bergen is not going to let me down. Yes, it's a bit heavy, and it becomes a trade-off, a balance, where you end up having to think to yourself. I mean, I watched a video recently which basically went, British MOD Longback Bergen, it's rubbish. It's rubbish because it is camo and it makes you a target. Oh, this Gossamer ultralight bag is the one you want. It weighs nothing. It's super light.
I mean, yeah, the thing is, putting stuff.
I looked at it and went, it's parachute silk.
We were watching, I think it was last year, we were watching Kent when he went away to Norway.
Yeah.
And he left his jacket behind, didn't he?
Simple mistake.
Yeah, he put his jacket down.
Yeah.
To because they had canoes out there.
Yeah.
And he went to his next portage, and yeah, he left his jacket behind.
And so, again, that's what led me to this bad bias info. Yeah, it's got its place, it's got its use, but you've got to break down, is it what you want? If it was the end of the world and I'm packing a Bergen, do I want a super ultralight Bergen that is going to really is built to be replaced on a yearly basis? Or do I want something that I can throw in my pack every single day without even thinking about it, that can take the weight, take that extra load if I suddenly come across resources that I want to carry, can be manageable. Yes, it's heavy. That is the downside. But I just got to move slower to manage it, which is the way you want to go. And yes, the tactical, walking through somewhere like Farnborough with a tactical backpack on, the webbing, carrying an M4, might get me noticed by the authorities or by other people, right? So what do? You've got to find that balance. You've got to find what works for you. Me, I dye things different colours. I try and dye them one colour. I mean, it's a real shame that they didn't make the Longback Bergen, 120 litre, in an olive drab, just a plain olive drab, or even made a civilian version exactly the same, but make it in blue or coyote or another colour.
And Mark said he doesn't. His trailer can take 60k, but he puts the 30k. You don't have to overload it, do you?
Yeah.
It's
yeah, exactly that. Balance yourself out. It's got to be adaptable. It has to be a trade-off, and it is a trade-off depending on your environment. I mean, when I'm going up into London,
yeah, it's easy to get extra bits of space and think, oh, well, I can take that now. I'm going to take that now, and you think, oh my god, I can't even move.
Yeah. I go up into London. It's just a very basic, cheap, nasty, civvy, base, cheap rucksack. Because if I lose it, I lose it.
They glow pink.
And I dress more in the nature, like a plain t-shirt, pair of cargo pants, comfortable. You're not really going to stand out. I don't bother wearing the long distance walking boots. Just wear a comfortable pair of trainers. So yeah, it's adapt to what you need. It's find that balance.
Yeah.
And you're right. Focus on the skills. Focus on the skills. Wait. I mean, there's many different sayings in the military. Royal Marines travel like freeze at night. You got all these sayings and that. And at the end of the day, you just got to base it on what you need. What you need, and if it's going to be heavier, have you got another way of doing it? Do you slow yourself down, give yourself more time for the travelling, break it down into longer periods and make it easier, more breaks and so on? And as somebody that's getting older, yeah, definitely, definitely more breaks. Do you find a trolley system or another way of carrying it? Do you alter how you're carrying that load? One of the things I've done recently that's worked quite well for me is actually shifting my load from a pack to a rig setup. So I'm carrying stuff actually on a rig. And I've then broken that down. So I've literally gone to what I know of combat role, which is my house is on my back in my Bergen. I can drop that. My essentials, those essentials are with me. And again, that's another thing to do with your kits is break kits down. Don't put it all in one bag. Things like a decent small torch, your pocket knife in your pocket. It's what's called a pocket knife. Have it to hand with you, not in your pack, so that if you need to dump that pack or that pack gets taken from you, you've got those alternatives that can get you through the situation, get out of the situation. Yeah.
Bill.
Yeah, training and fitness is key to the situation, but you also have to take into account age. As you start getting older, as you start getting knocks, as you start getting injuries, take it from me, no matter how hard you train, there comes a point where your body just says, I cannot do that anymore, not to that level. And what you've got to do is accept it and work around it. Yeah,
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Setting up a solar system for the trailer.
Yeah, good idea. Good planning.
Never keep all the things in one sort in one place. Because if you lose one bag and it's all full of your clothes, you've lost all your clothes. But if you've got bits in all the different places, then at least that way you've got a chance of having.
If I got to go tactical, and the great thing in this world today is if you're going to go for a webbing or you're going to go tactical system, there are so many options. Even if you want to go non-tactical, I was looking at, and I tell you a great one. It sounds crazy, but it's a good option. Fly fishing jackets. Okay, I was sat there and I was thinking about the canoe and that's it, and I was looking at buoyancy aids. Okay, swim like a fish, but you never know where you knock your head. Get a buoyancy aid. And then I started seeing the fly efficiency buoyancy aids with the webbing. Literally, a buoyancy aid that packs away to next to nothing, has all the pockets, all the system, can get them in any colours, look pretty civilian. Don't get me wrong, walking through the town centre, yeah, you're going to draw some looks. Walking through the countryside, not so much. Okay, you might get somebody come up to you and go, mate, nearest river's 5 miles away. But again, it gives you that option. But if you are in an environment where the chances of you ending up in the water are higher, or you may be crossing it, that's an aid. So again, there are many, many options out there. So, yeah. Carry your kit. I mean, so my basics for me is on myself. I got the essentials: fire, water, shelter. Okay, I can keep myself going with those. So they're on me. I'm not going to lose them. I normally stick in some snacks and some nibbly bits, depending on where I'm going. So they're on me at all times. They never come off me. Small life hack. It's on my person. It's not in my pack. My main first aid kit is in the pack. That is for treating other people or if I get a major. But my small life hack is with me. If I get separated from my kit, I've got it. I did a video and a lesson recently for a forestry team, and that was saying to them, show me what you do. So these guys go out into the forest, go to remote areas. Okay, they've got everything in a backpack. They're carrying the chainsaws, the fuel, all their gear with them in their hands. They get out there, they unload their pack, leave that in a central station, and then go off with their tools and equipment to work. And I said, well, what happens if you have an accident out there? It's a chainsaw, for God's sake. What happens if you slice it through a major vein or an artery in your leg or your arm or something like that?
So the SAS used to use fly fishermen's jackets in the jungle.
I said, what do you do then? And they went, well, we get somebody to go to the first aid kit. What if you're working on your own? Oh, well, then you're fucked, ain't you? I said, well, then why?
Carry it with you.
Carry a tourniquet
Hi, Livy
and an
Laboo, how
emergency
you
dressing
doing?
with you at all times. So again,
Hope you're nice and safe up there.
yeah, I got them into thinking about having on their belt an IFAC, which was literally a major bleed dressing and a tourniquet. So for self-help, whilst they're going, I need help, right? Breaks down time, slows or speeds things up, makes the initial action better. So again, it's that thought process. Bag covers are another good option.
Yeah.
The rain covers.
Yeah, can you get all sorts of different ones
You
now?
can get multiple colours for that. And again, you can dress your bag. You can demilitarise military kit. I've done it with smocks and all sorts, just by use of dyes. There's many options out there. Evening, Laveau. How you doing, brother? I hope you had a lovely evening out. I see you and your missus have been out for a bit of an ease up. I hope you had a good time. Band sounded good. Do like a bit of music myself, although the hearing's not what it used to be. Lots of pockets.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You can never have too many pockets.
Yeah, mine is my tourniquet. It's literally just I can just pull it out. It's just on a elasticated strap.
Yeah, lots of pockets. And again, a military thing. Get a smock. Don't get the smock that fits you. Get the next size or two up. You can make it baggy. You can as sappers, we take the draw cords out and replace them with elastics. So you have the elastic in there. But it meant that I could draw the elastic up tight around the bottom draw cord, release the middle one, and I could start packing stuff inside that smock and carrying it. I literally look like a wallaby walking down the road, you know. It gives you more options, more ability. Those baggy pockets now become a bit bigger and more kit can go into them. So, yeah.
This is good, yeah.
The other thing is that if it's really cold, a nice baggy smock, you can start stuffing it. Okay, you can stuff it with dried grass, you can stuff it with leaves, you can stuff it with spare clothing. You can start building up those layers to insulate you.
Mickey the bush kangaroo. All right, Skippy. Mick.
Yeah. Oh, World Survivalist. I did a job many years ago where I had to go get some information from somewhere. I had to walk in, infiltrate this place, and get the information. Right? And how I did it was I walked in with a clip bottle and a high-vis vest. And I just started walking around looking at things. I didn't know what half the stuff was, just looking at stuff, making little notes. And funnily enough, nobody topped me on it. Nobody came over and said you shouldn't be here, what you're doing, or anything like that. And I just walked around like I belong there. And the only couple of times I had interaction with people, right, I would start by walking up with a clipboard and going, "Oh, can I just ask you what your name is? Thank you very much. And what's your role here? Thank you. Lovely to meet you. I'm
well,
Dave."
Survivalist said, have you heard of that? Slishman rap.
I'll have a look at it.
He said, have you heard of it?
Yeah.
I've not heard of that one.
Yeah. So again, fitting into your environment, isn't it? And also use people's psychology against them. As much as people seeing a guy in camo thinking he's a crazy tactical guy, there's a lot of people that are not going to want to get involved with that crazy tactical guy. So again, you use your build, your shape.
Yeah, they might think they might think maybe there's an EOD around here. You know, maybe there's something. Yeah.
How you
never
move.
know. Yeah.
Always move with purpose, no matter the situation. Always move with purpose, whether you're moving towards it or away from it. Move with purpose. Those that are genuinely looking for help and advice are going to look to you. Those that are nervous are going to feel more confident by your movement, your purpose, and those that are a threat are going to look at you and think, nah, I'll go for that little guy over there that's looking nervous.
All right, it's a pressure wrap.
Okay.
Oh, well, look that one up.
Basically, my kit, I'm very old school, old fashioned, as obviously I'm in my 60s now, world survivors. So my IFAK consists of 2 Israeli bandages, one pack of Celox, and 2 tourniquets, and that squashes down into quite a small pack. It's easy for me to get to. The Israeli bandages, as Kaz has said, are unwrapped. They are unsealed because, from experience, trying to put an Israeli bandage on from a pack onto yourself is a nightmare.
Like my tourniquet is
set up ready to go.
Yeah, just ping out the back.
Yeah, so that tends to be what I tend to go with. I've got Celox packing, so if I needed it.
It's actually from Amazon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because people wonder where you got it from.
Yeah. What the Celox and that. The Celox I get from the Bug Out store down in Wales.
Bug Out, sorry.
Any of you that are looking for any kit, any prepper kit. Now, I know it's a long way to travel. He does do online. But if you get a chance, get down to the Bug Out in Wales. Give yourself a day out. Go and have an adventure. Go down to see him. Lee is, honestly, I cannot tell you, Lee is the most approachable, most experienced and knowledgeable guy you'll ever meet. And I guarantee you, he'll be able to talk you through whatever your needs are. He's the sort of guy that you can walk in and go, I'm looking at doing this and this and this in Brazil. And he will go, right, okie doke. And he will be able to point you in the right direction. And he is a genuinely
Mike from Minsk wants to know what Celox is.
Celox, so Celox is
made living Lavaux, drunk and disorderly.
It's made from the crushed shells of shrimps. Now, again, it's a clotting agent. Basically, when it's put into a wound, it creates clots instantly. It reacts with the blood, and it creates very, very fast and instant clots. It's used to control bleeding. Now, there are always people that come back to me when we're covering this, and they go, yeah, but I'm allergic to shrimp, I'm allergic to shellfish. Doesn't matter. Actually, the chemicals that are taken from the shells and that are hypoallergenic. They're not going to cause an allergic reaction. You're not going to smell like a bit of fish. Okay, they do the job, and they do the job miraculously fast. Okay, so again, I don't want to because it's YouTube and we're on the channel, we're on live tonight. Getting into how to pack a wound and all the rest of it is it's not the place for this to be taught. And I'm not a medical professional. Okay, just somebody experienced. But in my kit, I have a clotting agent. Okay, I have the dressings, and I have the tourniquets, and it's only there. It's not there to cure me. Yeah. It is there to stop me dying or to stop the casualty dying. As a first aider, my sole job is to try and stabilise them as much as possible till the professionals arrive.
Or as Lee Michelle says, you can get the dog version, which we've got for Willow.
Yeah, which we've got for Willow, and you can use that. It's human safe. You can use it.
What it is like, it's just what it is it's dry. It's crushed up shells, Mike. And if you say you tripped and you got a piece of wood that pierced into your leg, so you got a hole. Clean that up. You can put the Celox into the wound, and it helps it clot and heal.
What I have, if you could imagine a bandage, it's a gauze dressing. So you imagine a bandage, it's packed flat so you can pull it out from the end, and basically you can push it into a wound, and what it does with the wound there is it stops the blood, or slows the bleeding almost to stop. It creates clots. It makes the blood thicken and clot really, really fast. Okay, so you can pack it in, use that, and then use a pressure bandage over the top. Now, one of the issues you can have, if you have a wound that is an open, deep wound, you put pressure on it, and you'll find that the bleeding doesn't stop because it's actually bleeding from the base of the wound in the limb. So by applying pressure on the top, you're not actually putting pressure where you need it. The idea of packing a wound is the fact that you fill the wound up with a material. It can, and in an emergency, it can be a t-shirt. You're putting something in there, so when you apply the pressure on the top, the pressure is balanced out throughout the wound. You get two types of bleeding: arterial and venal. Okay, arterial is the real scary one, and the idea is you're putting enough pressure on where that vein or that artery is damaged to stop the blood leaking out. You're literally closing it off. So, and that is the role you're going to. That's what you're going to attempt to do. Tourniquets, likewise, you're going above the wound, but a tourniquet is only ever going to work on legs and arms. You can't use them on necks; the heads fall off. But you use them on the arms and the legs. If you start looking at junctions like the shoulders, the hips, you can't put a tourniquet there. But what you can do is you can stop packing the wound.
World Survivalist says, put the empty packet under the dressing so the surgeon knows what's been used.
Always. Okay. It's the same thing with tourniquets. So part of your first aid kit should be a black indelible marker, right? If I have a casualty, the first thing I'm doing is I'm making notes, and I'm making notes on their body, okay? And I know this sounds odd, but if I think an arm is broken, I look at the arm, I think it's broken, and I'm going to try and stabilize it, okay? I'm going to get that marker pen, and above the arm or on the hand, I'm going to write broken, and I'm going to draw an arrow pointing to where the break is, and then I'm going to attempt to stabilize the arm. Okay, if I've given them anything, I'm going to write it on their forehead. So if you shouldn't be doing it in a civilian world because you're not going to have morphine, but again, in the military world, if you give somebody morphine, you write it on their forehead. You put an M on there, you put the time, and if you can, you put the amount, so that when they get to the aid post, they know exactly what they're dealing with. I had a snake bite last year. Well, I didn't. It was a civilian medic had a snake bite on a guy last year, right in the forearm here. And it was an adder, big old adder as well, big female. And he'd seen it on a path, called up. It looked calm. It looked relaxed. He thought, well, the horses for the shoot are going to come through here. I'm going to pick it up and move it. He picked it up. It stayed relatively calm until he got it up level with his chest, and then it bit him. And it bit him in the forearm, and it bit him badly. Now, adders don't invariably kill people, okay? They are venomous. The venom is extremely painful. It will cause a horrible wound, okay? They're not normally fatal unless you have an anaphylactic reaction. The medic got into a bit of a panic. Lucky enough, he knew me. So he got me on the radio and he said, I've got a guy who's been bitten by an adder in the forearm. What do I do? I said, sit down, rest, relax, call an ambulance, right? Get your marker pen, draw a circle around it now where the swelling is, write the time. And he went, what? I said, mark it, write the time. The guy's arm, I know for a fact, is going to balloon up. By marking where the swelling is at that time, okay, they can then gauge in the hospital how bad that swelling's getting, how far it's going. Now, the guy was fine.
You can't get antibiotics off without having a prescription.
A few days later, that guy was out of hospital, and I asked the question, how was it? And he said it was hell. My arm ballooned up like you wouldn't believe. It's absolute agony. At one point, they thought that what they were going to do was actually open his arm to allow the pressure to ease off. It was affecting the blood flow. But again, it's a simple thing. So again, another item in your med kit that everybody overlooks is an indelible marker. If a guy's unconscious, the ambulance is going to come, pick him up, and take him away. Okay? Don't be embarrassed by writing on his head, all right, lost consciousness at, and writing the time there. The medical world is just going to look at that as more information. That's handy. We know he lost consciousness at 8:15. Okay? He's conscious now, so we know it's all information you can gather, but put it on their body. Yeah. And don't draw willies on them. Medical professionals do not like getting their people into the A&E, ripping all the clothes off to do all their amazing stuff, and you've drawn a big penis on his chest. It's funny. I might do it. Yeah, it's not going to impress them.
Not as good as those flip-flops I shared with you, is it, Simon?
I shall have a look at that myself, mate. World Survivalist, I should go and have a look at that. I'm always interested. This is the other thing, isn't it? kit's always changing and evolving. We tend to get a mindset of it's new. Is it any good?
Where are you?
The SLR, it was the greatest rifle ever built. The Lee Enfield 303 was the best rifle ever built. The SA8, no, right, we won't go there. The
No, it's gone 10 o'clock.
so it's again, be open to new things. Right, yeah, animal meds are easy to acquire, the human meds. Right, we're going to call it quits there because we've done the 2 hours. Oh, my friends, thank you for joining us tonight. I will, at this point, at the end of the night, reiterate the camp is cancelled till September due to fire risk. It's just a decision we had to make. I'll also ask you guys to have our friend Kitten in your thoughts because he's not too well at the moment. So yeah, send him some good thoughts, positive thoughts. We'll say that. But other than that, in this glorious world of ours, and it is by God a glorious world,
You and your beans.
have yourself an adventure. Beans. I think
Yeah.
Andy B won that one. Have yourself an
Yeah,
adventure.
shoo.
Have a wonderful week. Enjoy yourselves. Get outdoors. Have some sort of adventure, no matter how big or small. Okay? Try and make one person this week smile. Really good for your soul. Really is. And probably more important than that, love those you do. Forgive those you don't. May peace and light be upon you all. From me, Kaz, Mac, and
Good night to you all.
all of you all.
And
Have
the
a
Willow.
wonderful week. And I'll catch you next Sunday. Thank you for a wonderful evening. Hope you've enjoyed it and I hope I didn't go on too much. This is Mickey, Hampshire
Speak to you
Outdoors and
later.
Survival. Mickey out.
Night tonight.
Cheers, World Survivalist.
Bye.